Welcome back to the Bourbon Experience. Today we're going to be reviewing Michters 10 year from 2023. I have two batches. 23A, which is highly sought after and renowned as being the best of the Michters 10 year, and 23F. This bottle is my bottle that I was able to purchase, and the 22 or the 23A is the bottle that I'm borrowing from a friend. Thank you, Billy. And a few nights ago, Billy was over. He brought the 23A, and we drank it next to my F batch to try and see if there was any real difference that everyone seems to be going crazy over. I'm a big fan and proponent of doing blinds. This is something that would normally, or even now, could be applicable in doing a blind. However, for whatever reason, I just had both of these recently, and I don't think either one of them. I don't have any skin in the game as a preference to liking or wanting either one of these more than the other. Michters is a low proof. The 10 years very low proof. It's 47.2%, 94.4 proof, and everything reported to be in these are much older than 10 year. I do believe that they are much older than 10 year. However, I don't need to eliminate any kind of bias about 22. I keep saying 22. 23A versus 23F, because I wasn't too crazy about either of them or needing to hunt or track these down or anything like that. I've had previous years of Michters 10 year and they didn't really blow me away. So for me, there was no difference between the F and the A batch. So whatever. But we'll start with the 23A. It's got a really good nose. It's definitely oaky. It's almost has like a pre-fire Heaven Hill nose. I'll probably talk about pre-fire Heaven Hill stuff at some point, not too far from now. But this rich oak, this darker, maybe chocolate, maybe there's like a peanut butter in there too. But it just has this very refined, dark, old-aged bourbon note. Like if you were in a rick house, essentially, in Kentucky, like that's kind of the vibe that it's given. All right, smell the F batch. The F batch is much more floral. By floral, I mean more like perfumey, not necessarily like flowers, but it has like a perfume thing going. Not Axe body spray, because nobody likes Axe body spray. There's also a more astringent or bitter tannic oak to it. There's a heavy oak thing too. This is more of a deep, rich peanut kind of thing. With oak, this is a little bit lighter, perfumey, bitter oak kind of thing. Both have a lot of oak. They're fairly similar, but there is a noticeable difference between the two. There is kind of a peanut shell, a little bit here. And I'm not talking beam. This isn't like beam peanut by any means, but it's a little bit of a nutty thing. It's really good. It's chocolate, maybe a peanut brittle, like weirdly enough, and then there's an oak in here. Very approachable, very easy to drink at such a low proof. That astringency thing is kind of there too. There is kind of like a bitter oak on the back end. Chocolate though, for sure in there on the finish. Oh yeah. The nose on the A is considerably better, I will say that. The A is more well balanced. Is a peanut butter thing. There is a chocolate thing. There is an oak thing. It lacks the bitterness or astringency that the F batch has, or the F barrel has, and it's just, this is maybe more Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, where this is like peanut shells and then like a piece of wood. This just kind of comes together everything blends together a lot nicer than that does, the F batch. There's a nice barrel spice on the finish for being so low proof. For being so low proof, it's got a really good mouthfeel. Pretty viscous. A lot of these older bourbons can be very drying. I don't find this to be too drying, but it definitely has the milk chocolate. It definitely has the oak. It definitely has the ultra aged kind of vibes to it. All in all, they're both really good. They're both similar. Yeah, he's probably a little bit more milk chocolate. Yeah, F's just a little bit more floral, but they're definitely cut from the same cloth. They're not vastly different. I don't know if I'd go crazy chasing either one of these, paying anything above retail for either of these. At retail, they're both great. At their proof point, they drink very full for how low the proof they are. They are very, very enjoyable. It's something I would start the night off with, and have started the night off with many times. But I don't know if A and F are vastly, vastly different to where, oh, this is the magic batch and anything else is just not worth getting. They're all cut from the same cloth. They're all similar enough. But there is a noticeable difference in A and a preference in A. So there is something to be said there. I don't know if it's anything like the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C923 shenanigans. I think that's all probably nonsense, but these are markedly different, and for a reason. You know, they would all say the same numbers if it was the same barrel number, and I believe these are all single barrels. Yeah, they're all single barrels, so they're gonna be different. They're gonna be different regardless. They're all single barrels. I don't know if there's any difference between other A single barrels, or if there's multiple single barrels from A or multiple single barrels from F or whatever number. But they're all single barrels, so that's what you're going to get regardless. Chalk that up to whatever you will. I don't think either one of them is crazy, crazy, mind-blowingly good. They're very good. I enjoy them. I'd buy them at retail. I wouldn't go out of my way to get backups or spend up to get them. And if you are going to go out of your way to get one, I wouldn't not grab F because, oh, it's not the A. So I think that's kind of where I fall on it. Yeah, and there's a front of the palate sweetness on the A that's really, really nice. Good. I'd say worth MSRP. Nothing crazy above MSRP. I'm glad I was able to buy one. I'm glad that Billy was letting me his A to review. I'll probably drink a little bit more before I give it back to him. Thanks, Billy. And the bourbon experience is all about good pours and great times with whoever you're with. Whiskey's meant to be enjoyed, so crack those bottles.